Hey guys, it's Leah. It's been a while. It is a beautiful day. I'm at the new Casey's. I just got some gas in the tank at $2.96. That's the cheapest I've seen gas in a long time. Anyways, I'm gonna go in there. We're gonna see if we can look around. Alright guys, this is the new Casey's. And it is awesome. I'm so glad it's here because everything's been so far away from home. And now I can just come up here and get gas. And there's a Dollar General Market next door to it where you can do your shopping. There's candies. I'll think about getting candy. I don't know. I know I want a soda. No, I'll get this. I'm gonna get that for Mom. And I'm gonna get a soda. Yeah, they have all sorts of stuff here. And there's like, ooh, cookie dough bites, some fruit. And there's the donuts. That looks so good. Ooh, those are good. I'm making, that's where they got the pizza right there. All that good stuff. Fresh hot pizza. And slushies. Dr. Pepper. Okay, my phone battery died in there. I got a extra large soda, Dr. Pepper, and some peanut clusters for Mom because she's fat and she likes candy. Oh yeah, I also found this 1973 dime on the floor. It's up at the counter. Now I'm gonna go try to find the place where I got my dog. If I find it, well, I'll see you guys there. I am in the area where I first got my dog, Rocky. We're going to see if we can find his place of birth. It's on a rocky road, so you might not be able to hear me, or you might. Who knows? I think this might be it here. Yeah, this looks like it might be it. Yep. This is where he came from. That might be the mama, or that's something related to it. I got to turn around. Dang, it's a long road. Yeah, that was a brown and white dog. It looked like part pit bull. That's what Rocky is. He's got a lot of pit bull in him because his mom is a pit bull. And we think his dad's a husky, but, you know, we're not too sure. He's a mutt of some sort, but we know his mom's a pit bull. Dog's up ahead. Oh, look at that dog. Yeah, that's part pit bull. That's where he came from. There's no more puppies there right now. Hi, baby. Look at this dog. It's going to get me. Oh, baby. Oh, my God. Yeah, Rocky, I got him for free. There was free puppies there. And now they're not there, so I hope they got their dogs fixed up. As cute as they are, that's one of the biggest problems out here, is that there's a lot of animals, and it's hard to get them all fixed because it's stupidly expensive. They don't have any programs to help with that out here, so it costs like $200 something to like $300 just to get a cat fixed, which is insane. They say, oh, spay and neuter your pets, but you know what? It's hard to afford it. You know, you do what you can. I'm gonna go back home now. Hey, Mom, I got you some candy. So you can go to work and be fat with it.
Okay, I like these, but they're not the kind I like most. Because the kind I like most have the caramel in them too.
I'm grateful.
But I can still take these to work. And think about how I let myself down about my weight, and because I didn't stick to my diet and I didn't stick to the treadmill, you know. But I mean, life is short, right?
You're gonna be 500 pounds in 2 weeks or less. Hey guys, it's Leah and Mom, and I'm gonna be asking Mom to tell me a scary story.
Well, there's a lot of scary stories, I guess I could tell, you know, in my life that have happened. But a lot of it's not like monsters in a horror film. I think a lot of my scary stories in life involve actual human beings that have done scary things, you know, like a monster would.
Yeah.
So, I guess the scary story that I'll tell is when I was little and my sister was little. She's my older sister, but only like by a year and a half. So, anyway, my parents, we'll just say they were going through a rough patch in their marriage. Okay. So my mom took me and my sister and she left the house, the family house. And she left my dad there and she went and with us to stay at her mom's house, our grandma. Now the thing about it is that our grandma lived in the city, like in the hood. So, I mean, it was, it was scary. It just was. So, and when I would ask my mom, like, why would she want to live there? My mom would say, well, it's because she remembers the city the way it was when she was young. And I would be like, well, it's not that way anymore. Okay, it's bad now. So, anyway, this house that she lived in, it sat on a busy road. It also sat across from a insane asylum. So you have this little old house on a busy road in the hood. It sits across from an insane asylum, right? So there was already like a lot of scary stuff going on there that we would see. Like we would see the crazy people come out and act up, at the bus stop. I'm not gonna lie. So sometimes we would laugh at them a little bit, not to their faces, but like if we saw them, like we would just think it was funny. Okay, I'm sorry. I know that's rude. Okay, but when you're a little kid too, it's like if you're not, either you're scared or or you're crying or you're laughing. Okay, and that's what I still am. I'm an emotional person. So anyway, to stick to the story. So we're staying in that house. And like I said, it wasn't the best of the environment, for environments as far as like crime and like just the whole surrounding area of it. It was just a bad element there. Yeah, and you could feel it even as a little kid. So the thing of it is, during that time, and I didn't know it. My sister didn't know it. I don't know if my mom knew it. Maybe she didn't. She was going through a lot. She was trying to hold her marriage together. She was trying to take care of her mom who lived there, who was also a widow and who was like pretty much blind. She was working and just all this stuff, right? So she was under a lot of stress. But what we didn't know is that there was a serial rapist and he was terrorizing the area. Okay. So you never knew where he was going to strike next. And so we stay in that house. I can't remember how long we stayed there. I can't remember because I was little. Maybe it was for like a couple weeks. Okay. And so then my parents, they patched up their marriage temporarily. We go back home. And then so like just a little while after that, my grandmother, she calls my mom over there. And my grandmother, she was like upset and everything. And my grandmother, she slept on a couch in the living room. And she said somebody came in there. They broke in the middle of the night. And they looked around. She said they stopped and they looked at her. She's laid there real quiet and still with her eyes closed. And she it's like she played dead, like she played asleep. She played possum. And they stood over her and they just looked at her. And then they went and they walked around the living room and they picked up a sparkly coin, like a sparkly red sequins coin purse. They took it and then they walked out. And I don't know if they shut the door behind them. They left. And my thing is, was that the serial rapist? Which I'll tell you, by the way, his name was Dennis Rabbit, which I think is funny because rabbits have a lot of babies and they have a high sex drive. And if it was him, he's a serial rapist. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, was that the serial rapist? And he like stood over my grandmother and looked at her and decided, nah, she's too old. Is that what saved her? I don't know. Was it him or was it just some other kook, right? Because she didn't open her eyes to look at him, but she heard him and she knew he was there, right? Mm-hmm. So what I saw when I was there, we went there the next day with our mom, on the old shag carpet was these big muddy footprints. And you could see like the designs from the soles of the shoes. And, I don't think she ever even called the cops. She never even called the cops. So, yeah, so that happened, right? Now, about a year after that, like my grandma, she moved because she was always like buying different, like, you know, old houses, like in the city, in bad parts of the city and move in and stuff like that. She would move a lot. Like she'd buy like these really old brick houses.
Man.
So, but yeah, so like a year later, she moved. Um, but soon after that, I'll tell you what, somebody else was living there, this other lady by herself. And guess what? The serial rapist, Dennis Rabbit, broke into that very same house and he raped that lady.
Ooh.
So, how long had Dennis Rabbit been casing out that house? Was he casing out that house when my grandma was there? When me and my sister and my mom were in there too, spending the night there? With my parents having the rough patch of their marriage? Like, you know, like just the I don't know, the fate of it all, right? Like what if it would have been like me and my sister or my mom or something like that, you know? It's just kind of crazy. So anyway, Dennis Rabbit was caught. I don't know what year he was caught, but he was finally caught. But for years he was raping people. And one more quick thing to add to that, I met a lady when I was working at a women's a homeless women's shelter. I met a lady, and she said that she had bumped into who she thought was Dennis Rabbit back in like the 80s. She was hitchhiking, and she got in his truck, and he tried to rape her and attack her, and her door didn't work on the passenger side, and she had to reach on the outside to get it open because the inside didn't work. She had to roll the window down, and she had to reach on the outside to get the door open, and then she had to jump out with the truck rolling, and she got hurt, and then she jumped over a fence. She wasn't that bad hurt. She was able to jump over a fence and get away. So, but she thinks because after he got busted, and she looked at his mugshot, he looked exactly like that. So she said that he was threatening to kill her too. So I guess not only was he a rapist, but he was also he could have been a killer. And he also worked at a animal shelter. Yeah. So anyway, there's my scary story.